here I am again. This is the second video, so let's try to find a nicer location. So we go to the next step of all of this. Let's say I have this is my phone here. Been sharing the first video, the first chapter. So I'm very happy. There was a good response, and from all over the world, because I have contact like everywhere. And the thing is, it is rough, and I will answer the first question, okay? Because I have a lot of friends that they ask me, but how's your business going? What's happening? How is your business? What's happening? So let me answer the first question to all my friends, those who they know me. So the first question is, what's happening to you? The thing is, I was robbed once again. I was robbed once again. I'll make a musical about this. I was robbed once again. I have a friend of mine. She's also a sales girl. She was a sales agent, and she says that, Augustin, I have never met anybody that has been robbed so many times like you. Like you're the champion. Like I've never been. You're robbed over and over again. Like, and it's true. So today I was talking to a relative here in Argentina. I was like, yeah, I was robbed in 2005 in São Paulo city. Like everybody that does business in Brazil knows that Brazil is one of the most dangerous countries in the whole world. So Brazil is not only about the murders, the gangsters, not that. Brazil is also about thefts. Usually Brazil and Portugal are very famous for all the crime. They even say that the crimes that they were always stealing and scamming, all of those things. That's Brazil, all right. So what happens is, so I get these questions, and there was another client from Bolivia that he was answering to me today, like, how is your business going? He's like, well, I was robbed once again. And you're like, why? So that's the reason that I'm making the videos, because I've been sharing these videos to all my contacts and everything, and everybody wants to know. I mean, and also they want to know, like, how's the reaction of the police, how's the reaction of the attorneys, the attorneys that we were hired for to get the problem solved, to get my payments refunded and everything. And like, look, I have a collection of problems that I've all my career doing this international sales and handling large amounts of money. So the first there are so many cases. I'll be telling all of them. There's friends that they want to do a movie. There's a movie by each case. One is like the 200 stores of the United States. That was 2008, 2009. I was establishing 200 furniture stores in the United States. Was the Sierra Furniture. I had this fantastic, but the Brazilian owner, he went nuts, and it was like a fiasco. At the end, he was in Miami. He was trying to do it himself. We were already opening 200 stores of furniture in the United States. That was already on an execution process. We were establishing one store in Orange County, one store in West Hollywood, another store in San Francisco, one store in Miami, on the Biscayne Boulevard there in Miami, and this guy, he went nuts. He was my client. He was the guy that was the manufacturer of the furniture in South Brazil. His name is Andretti. So he went nuts. So he goes to his ex-wife and a local accountant, and they try to do it themselves. And I have to dismantle the entire structure. And I have people still today, 10 years later, asking me about what was that. I have never seen anybody undoing a business too, But that's Brazil. It's a very scary place. It's very dangerous to do business there. I do there because Brazil in the 70s, they robbed a lot of professionals from Argentina, especially. They offered lies and fraudulent contracts, and they attract a lot of professionals. So my father was an engineer in Argentina. He was hired by these Brazilians to work there. It was all lies, whatever. But at the end, it's a fiasco. But anyway, so that's one of the cases, and then. Why do that happen? The thing is that I'm a foreigner. Like, I was born in Argentina, but I'm a second generation. Like, my grandparents were foreigners, so they were Irish and Italians. And usually I come from this generation of Europeans that they moved to Argentina like in the early 1900s and the late 1800s to work. So they were escaping from Spain, from Italy, from Germany, from everywhere in Europe during the wars, and they're coming here to settle down and establish their businesses. So my family is a very honest people that they came from Europe to work here. So they work and they prospered. And but so I'm still connected to them. I am an Italian myself. I have the same citizenship of my relatives. So I continue the whole idea, but we face the new world. So that's the case. Why I have so much potential and why I'm robbed at the same time, because South America is a high risk country. It's a high risk territory, but there are foreigners trying to get along here, and so I'm one of them. So I keep doing, but then we see the potential, we see the work, but then it's very rough, because every time trying to do, they dismantle the whole thing, they steal everything, and they disappear. And I have a collection of those cases. So that's the case with South America, but we also have cases with Thailand, China, India, and that's I'm going to also explain on a social aspect why this has happened, because a lot of times we in Europe and in the United States, we travel all over the world. We have access to all of this. Like there's so many visitors from all over the world that we have contact with everybody. So we assume we understand the whole thing. But once you really in third world is when you do understand the differences. Okay, and one of the biggest differences, which is despite the lack of safety and being unsafe, and it's that there's no middle class. So usually everybody that travels, they see, oh, there's no middle class in Argentina, there's no middle class in Brazil. Why? But then there is like reasons for that, and that's also related to the French Revolution. So a lot of people, they boycott that in Europe, and they boycott the French Revolution ideals, and that's what we understand the whole world. We keep fighting to be preserved, and that's why we try. So, okay, so that's more about the middle class, and that's why we get robbed constantly in third world. Why? Because they do not understand the middle class. So they do not understand. Augustin, he's just like a guy. He's just a sales guy. He just sells. He builds this thing, and he gets his commission. I was opening 200 stores in the United States. That's the case there in 2009. I would have a comfortable life in the United States conducting that business. That's about it. I would live in a nice house, and I have a boat and stuff. But that's about it. It's not. But in Brazil, they do not understand that. So they went wackos, and they were like, no, that's a 200 store business. So the owner, who acts like a sheikh, like a king, he's like, no, I am going to be the king of the United States. So I'm going to reproduce the Brazilian lifestyle in the United States. And whatever this guy does, that guy does not matter. Like, it's all servants and the king. So that's the big principle why they just disrespect everybody in Europe and in the United States, in Canada, in Australia, and they just do whatever they want. And we see that on a daily basis, not only in Europe, also in the United States. I talk about Europe and the United States because those are the two countries that I know the best. So we have this over and over and over and over, okay? Because we have all this super rich that comes from third world, and we have all the bottom classes too that they come to ask us for jobs. So we get split into this pressure, and you're like, what shall we do? And that's my question. What shall we do? I think we need to focus on security and safety so that we manage to be safe. I think that's the priority, and that's one of my concerns with globalization. And I have an example of globalization. So today I have been shared the first chapter of this soap opera called the BCB Bring Civilization Back Trust. So I've been sharing that to customers and clients, and so I got a response from a guy in Russia. So he saw that, and he sees me, and he wants to buy. I'm the sales guy, so I talk to everybody. So I have to talk. So I have my phones now. They're popping up with contact from all over the world. They want to see what I'm doing, what I'm selling. They want to buy rice. They want to buy soybeans, and he saw Argentina. And I'm saying on my video that I'm Argentina. He wants to buy beef in Argentina. So I said, yes, I can get you beef. You want beef from Argentina? Yes, I can get you that beef. And so So let's talk business. So if you want to buy beef here, how do you pay? And oh, I can pay the whatever the way you want. So what's the price? No, I understand. So I start to sell, okay, which means it's the meat business and how it works and how you can get meat from Argentina to Russia. So I sent to him my response. So briefly, so. And then I say, okay, so you need to pay $300 and we prepare the offer to you, which is an offer. I mean, if you're buying beef, at least 2 containers means you willing, ready, and able to spend $100,000, which I believe is about 2 containers, 2 truckloads of beef and of high quality. He was a marble, it's a high quality beef. So I said, we're going to prepare this offer to you, it's $300. So it's the initial down payment. He goes third word. He's like, you are a scammer, blah 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 blah. That comes from third word. And then I said, and I even told this guy, and I said, I'm going to use your responses on the next video. So you're going to be the illustration. I'm not going to mention his name or anything, but it's a guy from Russia. And then I end up talking to him about the French Revolution. And then I say, look, I'm sorry, now. With globalization, we are exposed to a whole world, and everybody wants to know what's going on in Europe and the United States, and they come to me to buy, and like, no, you have to pay. You have to pay. I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to give you an offer. I'm going to give you an explanation about this whole thing. It's a serious order that once you buy, the $300 is the down payment. And like, but he went all wacko and third words, so he was like calling me names and scammer, whatever, blah 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 blah. But then is when we go back to what's going on in Washington, what's going on in Brussels, that we are trapped in this globalization thing, and people all over the world do not understand what is the French Revolution, what are the bases of the European Union, what are the bases of the United States. These are the bases. I was explaining, there was a customer from Iraq, same thing. He wants to buy our Argentinian rice. I sell rice, so he wants to buy rice. So he's talking about this contract with the Iraqi government. And then that same thing, I say, okay, so now you have to pay. The customer, does he have $10,000? Because $10,000 is going to sort it out, the contract, with attorneys, the registration, all the bureaucracy they require. And he was insisting on why he does not have to pay. And then after three weeks of negotiations, and I said to him, I'm sorry, but for how long do you live in Los Angeles? He lives in Los Angeles 20 years, 6 years. I mean, and you are a US citizen, and I do understand that Los Angeles is a sanctuary city. For those who are not familiar with Europe and the United States, we have a term that's called sanctuary cities. Sanctuary cities is cities like Los Angeles, Miami, Brussels, Dublin, Ireland. They're cities that they are big cities. They are placed in Europe and in the United States. They are American citizens. They are European citizens living there, but they are considered a sanctuary city. Like their minorities is still on the big picture. So they are there, but there are so many foreigners that we do not consider them Western. That we do not consider, and that was an example. This guy lives for 26 years in Los Angeles. He speaks fluent English. He is an American citizen. He even works with the military in the United States, and he does not know what is the French Revolution. He does not know what's the Secession War. The Secession War is the most important element of the American history. The north of the United States, they bombarded. There was a civil war. It's called Civil War. All the South. Why? To impose the French Revolution ideals: middle class, freedom, equality, democracy. So, but he does not know. He was insisting on reproducing the king and servants lifestyle of Brazil, Indonesia, Russia, and everything. But I work all over the world, so I'm not saying we are. I'm degrading them, but I just say, is there any chance, as we are popular, as everybody comes to us, is there any chance we can also export the French Revolution ideals? it's not only the price of this product I'm selling. There's also a classism. There's a work labor. There's a labor relationship. There is some work, and we are happy in Europe. We are happy in the United States. We do not want to change. So but we have all this popularity, and we need to manage that. And also, this is the big principle, okay? And this goes back to my personal case, is why I have been robbed so many times. Why? Because I work with globalization. I work with import-export. I work on the international business. So I face the French Revolution challenge on a daily basis, and that's why on the BCB Trust and the LEGroup Law and Exports Group that I manage and I own, okay, in 3 countries, okay. I am in America, I am in the United States, I am in the United Kingdom, and I am in the European Union. So these are 3 LEGroup operations UK, and LEGroup Industries, okay. So what we manage facing this tension about getting paid, we charge the offer. So that's the offer, in order to prepare the offer for this customer to buy. But also, once the customer do not understand, like this guy from Russia, and that I have to explain to him and give him a lesson about the French Revolution, about this, if he's interested or not. So then we charge consultancy fees, which is also $300. So it's $300 to explain why you have to pay $300 for a quotation. So there's no way to go reverse. There's no way that I send you an offer now and you don't accept this offer, and then you start making us work, and then you want to pay less. It's the opposite. So if I tell you it's $300 now and you don't pay, and you start negotiation, and then you say, maybe I'm not paying. No, now you're paying 300 plus 300, because that was 300 was the offer. Then you created yourself an additional work, an additional task, which is the consultancy fee, to explain to you why I'm charging the 300. So that's an additional $300 on consultancy fees. And then once you buy the product, the shipment, then there is the $100,000, which is what the figure we're talking about. $50,000, $100,000, and so I'm talking about the food business, all right. So that also implies to some lawsuits. I have lawsuits, current and active lawsuits in the United States. I have lawsuits in Thailand, and I have lawsuits in Brazil and Portugal. Why? Because on the pressure of price and everything, we managed to establish our business operations in those countries. In the United States was Texas. Okay, Texas is an underdeveloped state in the United States today. They are on the border with Mexico. They're back to a Mexican style, which is what I'm saying, is they're back to this classism of rich and poor. So because of this, then we have to stop the whole process and explain to them, no, you do have to pay. I was surprised in the case of Texas, because I do business in Texas for so many years, for 20 years, how Texas has changed, unfortunately. So that I'm facing like Mexican style problems there related to labor and getting paid, whatever. But the thing is, these customers, they didn't pay in 2018, and these are very high bills. And so now we have one extra additional year of work. So they are the ones making me work even 1 year more. So now they have to pay also 2019, because you made so that's also part of it, which is something I'm going to explain in another video. And so I'm just giving this feedback about the first reaction to the beginning of this soap opera. I'm still on the introduction. This is introduction, and then I'm going to start telling case by case in the next videos about how my things go. I'm still picturing a lot of different topics here, but then I'm going to go into detail on topic by topic. So stay tuned, and it's very, especially if you work with import-export, which is one of the most popular jobs in the whole world nowadays. You'll be very interested on really knowing all of this. Okay, so I'll tell you these details because I see a lot of new guys that they are trying to get into this profession. I have a lot of friends that are very young and they're trying to work with this. So then we I will put this. So stay tuned. I'll explain in detail. All right. So stay tuned and let's hope that things get better soon. And let's listen again to this hit so everybody enjoys a little bit. Let me see. The technology. There's something good. Technology is always there. There you go. LEGroup. Bring civilization back. Bring civilization back. Law and exports. Let's bring civilization back.